Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something I've learned about men after all these years of listening, watching, and learning the hard way. A man can hide his feelings with words, but he cannot hide them with his actions, especially not in the very first moments when he sees you, that greeting right there. That first interaction, that's the truth before the filter kicks in. Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain something very simple but very powerful about men. A man's greeting will always tell you the truth before his mouth ever does. Words can be rehearsed. Words can be delayed. Words can even lie, but the way a man greets you comes straight from how he feels inside. That moment is instinctive. He doesn't plan it. He doesn't practice it. His emotions move faster than his logic, and what you see in that greeting is his real emotional temperature toward you. When a man is truly interested, his greeting carries intention. He doesn't just acknowledge your presence, he reacts to it. His face changes, his tone changes, and his energy shifts. You can feel it. There's a difference between a man who says hello and a man who feels hello. One is polite, the other is personal. One is routine, the other is emotional. And women are incredibly intuitive about this, even when they try to talk themselves out of what they feel. A man who is crazy about you doesn't greet you halfway. He doesn't look past you. He doesn't multitask through the moment. His attention locks in because you matter to him. That eye contact isn't accidental. That pause before he speaks isn't random. His mind is processing the fact that you're there, and his heart is responding before his brain catches up. That's why his greeting feels different from everyone else's. See, men are wired to protect what they value. When a man values you, his greeting becomes a form of reassurance. He wants you to feel noticed. He wants you to feel welcome. He wants you to feel important, not because you asked for it, but because his emotions demand it. That's how you know it's real. Real feelings don't wait for instructions. And here's the key part, ladies. A man's greeting reveals his emotional availability. If he's warm, present, and consistent, it means he's emotionally open to you. If he's distant, rushed, or detached, it's not because he doesn't know how to greet you. It's because his heart isn't fully there. Men don't struggle with showing interest. They struggle with showing disinterest kindly. When a man is deeply into you, his greeting becomes a habit, not a performance. He doesn't switch it on and off. He shows up the same way every time because his feelings don't fluctuate. That consistency is emotional honesty. That's a man whose emotions are settled, not confused. So pay attention to that first moment. Before the conversation starts, before the compliments come, before the promises are made, that greeting is his emotional fingerprint. It tells you how he feels without saying a word. And when a man's greeting feels intentional, warm, and focused, understand this clearly. His heart has already spoken. A man's body language can reveal far more than his words ever will, especially when he is truly interested in someone. Every movement, every gesture, and every subtle change in posture communicates something deeper. When a man is crazy about a woman, his body doesn't lie. It's instinctive, automatic, and impossible to hide completely. You can see it in the way he positions himself toward her, the way he leans in slightly when she talks, or even the way his hands relax or tense in response to her presence. These small, almost invisible signals are expressions of emotional investment that happen before he even speaks. Eye contact is one of the strongest indicators. A man who cares will maintain it, not in a way that feels forced or intimidating, but in a way that communicates focus and attention. When he looks at her, it's as if he's studying her not for judgment, but for appreciation. His gaze lingers longer than necessary, not because he wants to stare, but because he wants to connect. This is the silent language of attraction, a subtle but powerful expression of how much he values her presence. The eyes are often called the window to the soul, and in these moments, they reveal the emotions he may not yet have the courage to put into words. Another sign of genuine interest is the way he reacts physically to her energy. He mirrors her movements unconsciously, a phenomenon psychologists call mirroring, which shows alignment and empathy. If she laughs, he smiles. If she tilts her head, he adjusts slightly to match her position. These actions are not planned. They are subconscious ways in which his body shows attention and emotional attunement. They indicate that he is engaged and invested in the interaction, signaling care and desire in a way that words cannot fully express. The small gestures matter too. A man who is truly interested will often make space for her, whether it's offering a seat, stepping aside to let her pass, or subtly adjusting his position to be closer without crowding. These actions demonstrate respect and attentiveness, showing that he is considering her comfort and experience. Even in casual greetings, these tiny adjustments reflect his internal emotional state, his desire to prioritize her and make her feel acknowledged. Tone of voice also plays a role in revealing true feelings. When a man is emotionally invested, his voice may soften, deepen, or carry subtle inflections of warmth and care. These changes are not necessarily conscious, but they are a natural reflection of emotional engagement. He speaks in a way that makes her feel important, safe, and appreciated, even if he hasn't said the words, "I care about you," yet. The combination of posture, gaze, gestures, and tone creates a full body message that communicates affection, admiration, and genuine interest. In essence, a man's body language is a map to his emotions. It's consistent, revealing, and often more trustworthy than words. By paying attention to these cues, one can understand his feelings without needing verbal confirmation. The way he positions himself, reacts, and communicates non-verbally shows that his heart is invested and that his emotions are sincere, offering a deeper understanding of his true intentions. Consistency is one of the clearest signs of a man's genuine feelings, and it shows itself most clearly in the way he greets you over time. When a man is truly interested, his behavior doesn't change depending on his mood, his convenience, or who else is around. He doesn't greet you warmly one day and coldly the next. His energy remains steady because his feelings are steady. This kind of consistency is not something a man forces. It comes naturally when his emotions are real and rooted. A man who is crazy about you doesn't treat you like an option. He treats you like a priority, and that priority shows up in the small moments. Even on stressful days, even when life is heavy, his greeting still carries care. He may be tired, he may be quiet, but he will never make you feel invisible. That's because when a man values someone, he makes emotional space for them regardless of circumstances. Inconsistency often comes from uncertainty, not business. Over time, a man who truly cares develops his own unique way of greeting you. It becomes personal. It might be a certain smile, a certain phrase, or a certain tone only you receive. This is his way of emotionally claiming the connection without announcing it to the world. Familiarity mixed with warmth is a strong sign of attachment. It shows comfort, safety, and emotional closeness, all of which are foundations of real affection. A consistent greeting also shows emotional maturity. A man who knows what he wants doesn't play hot and cold games. He doesn't leave you guessing where you stand. His actions speak clearly because confusion has no place where intention exists. When a man is emotionally invested, he understands that stability builds trust and trust deepens attraction. His consistent presence is his way of saying, "You matter to me," without needing dramatic gestures or constant reassurance. This reliability extends beyond physical greetings into emotional ones as well. He checks in on you the same way every time, listens with the same focus, and responds with the same respect. You feel emotionally grounded around him because his behavior is predictable in the best way. Predictability in affection is not boring, it is comforting. It allows emotional safety to grow, which is something men only offer when they are serious. Consistency is difficult to fake for long periods of time. A man can pretend for a day, maybe even a week, but eventually his true feelings surface. That's why long-term consistency is such a powerful indicator of real emotion. When his greeting remains warm, present, and intentional over time, it shows that his interest is not temporary or conditional. It is rooted. It is sincere, and it reflects a man who knows what he feels and isn't afraid to show it through his actions. When a man is genuinely interested, his greeting makes you feel seen in a way that goes beyond surface level attention. It's not just that he notices you, It's that he recognizes you. He remembers small details about you, your mood, your energy, even the things you didn't say out loud the last time you spoke. This awareness shows up immediately when he greets you. He doesn't treat you like just another face in the room. His focus narrows, and for that moment, you feel like you matter. A man who is crazy about you greets you with presence. He is mentally and emotionally there, not distracted by his phone, not scanning the room, not rushing through the interaction. That presence is a sign of respect and care. It communicates that he values your time and your emotions. Men don't slow down for people they don't care about. When a man gives you his full attention, especially in small moments, it reveals how important you are to him. Feeling safe around a man begins with how he makes you feel emotionally, and his greeting plays a big role in that. When he approaches you with calm confidence rather than pressure, it creates comfort. There's no urgency to impress, no anxiety to perform. His energy is grounded, which allows you to relax. Emotional safety is something men provide only when they are sincere. It means he wants you to feel secure, not confused or on edge. A genuine greeting also carries validation. Without saying it directly, he communicates that your presence adds value to his life. You can feel it in the way he listens when you respond, in the way he reacts to your words, and in the way he remembers what matters to you. This validation isn't loud or dramatic. It's quiet and steady, and that's what makes it powerful. It tells you that you are appreciated for who you are, not just for what you offer. When a man truly cares, his greeting doesn't create doubt. You don't walk away wondering if he meant it or if you imagine the connection. His behavior is clear, respectful, and emotionally grounded. Clarity is one of the strongest signs of real interest. A man who is unsure sends mixed signals. A man who is invested sends consistent ones. Being seen, valued, and emotionally safe is not something that happens accidentally. It is a choice a man makes when his feelings are real. His greeting becomes the first expression of that choice, showing you that he recognizes your worth and is emotionally present in the connection. When a man is truly excited about you, that excitement shows itself in a balanced and meaningful way. It's not loud or overwhelming, and it's not distant or indifferent either. It's a calm enthusiasm that feels steady and sincere. His greeting carries warmth without pressure, interest without desperation. This balance is important because it shows emotional control, which is a strong sign of genuine affection. A man who is crazy about you doesn't rush you or make you feel overwhelmed. Instead, he makes you feel welcomed. That mix of excitement and calm comes from confidence. A confident man doesn't need to perform or exaggerate his feelings. He doesn't try too hard to impress because his interest is real, not forced. When he greets you, his energy feels relaxed yet intentional. You can sense that he's happy to see you, but he's also comfortable in himself. This kind of confidence is attractive because it creates stability and trust. It shows that his feelings are grounded, not impulsive or fleeting. A man who feels this way greets you with genuine happiness. His smile reaches his eyes, his tone carries warmth, and his body language is open. These are natural reactions, not strategies. He doesn't overthink how he should act because his emotions guide him. This authenticity makes the interaction feel real and effortless. You don't feel like you're part of a game or a performance. You feel like you're sharing a moment with someone who truly cares. This emotional balance also shows respect. A man who respects you won't overwhelm you with intensity or confuse you with mixed signals. He understands that real connection grows in safe, comfortable spaces. His greeting reflects that understanding. He gives you room to be yourself while still showing interest. This balance between closeness and respect is something men only offer when they see long-term value in a connection. Over time, this consistent emotional tone builds trust. You know what to expect from him, and that predictability feels reassuring. You don't question his intentions because his behavior aligns with his emotions. Trust is not built through grand gestures. It's built through repeated moments of calm sincerity. Each greeting becomes a quiet confirmation of his feelings. When excitement is paired with emotional control, it reveals a man who is serious. He's not chasing a thrill or reacting to temporary attraction. He's emotionally invested and comfortable with his feelings. His greeting becomes a reflection of that investment, showing that he values the connection and is ready to nurture it with patience, respect, and genuine care. The way a man greets you reveals how seriously he takes you, because first impressions are not just about manners, they are about priorities. When a man is truly invested, his greeting carries weight. It is thoughtful, intentional, and consistent. He doesn't treat you casually or as an afterthought. Even in brief moments, he makes sure his presence is felt and his attention is clear. This is because when a man values someone, he wants his actions to reflect that value, especially in the smallest interactions. A man who takes you seriously approaches you with respect. His greeting is never careless or dismissive. He doesn't joke in a way that belittles you, and he doesn't cross emotional boundaries too quickly. Respect shows in his tone, his words, and his body language. He understands that how he treats you in the beginning sets the foundation for everything that follows. That awareness only exists when his intentions are sincere. Consistency plays a major role in seriousness. A man who is emotionally invested greets you the same way regardless of circumstances, whether he is stressed, busy, or tired. His basic level of care never disappears. He may not always be energetic, but he is always present. This reliability sends a powerful message that his interest is not dependent on convenience. It shows emotional responsibility, which is a key trait of a man who is serious about someone. Taking you seriously also means acknowledging your emotional world. His greeting often includes checking in with you, noticing your mood, or remembering something important you shared before. This emotional attentiveness shows that he listens and that your feelings matter to him. Men do not invest emotional effort where they see no future. When a man remembers and responds to your emotions, it's because he sees value in building something meaningful. A serious man does not create confusion. His greeting is clear and grounded. You don't feel unsure of where you stand with him after interacting. Clarity is a sign of intention. Men who are unsure send mixed signals because they are undecided. Men who are serious make their interest felt without forcing it. Their behavior aligns with their feelings, creating emotional stability rather than uncertainty. Ultimately, the way a man greets you reflects how he views you in his life. If his greeting shows respect, consistency, attention, and clarity, it means he sees you as someone important, not temporary. These small moments reveal big truths. A man who is crazy about you doesn't wait for the perfect moment to show it. His seriousness is present from the very first hello, quietly but clearly expressed through how he chooses to show up.